This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
We got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw up.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
Here we go, Dale. We're making another episode of the Swish Edition today.
And another one.
And another one bites the dust. Love that music.
Do you?
Fun, yes.
I was about to say that theme music is very, very old, and it really doesn't seem to match this new format.
What? No, I think it's wonderful. No, it's I've tried over the last couple episodes to try some new things. A couple episodes ago, I tried that different
it was too long.
Jazzy music, and that didn't work. And I've tried some other stuff, and I just
You need to get a jingle.
Listen, I'm happy with what we got. So why don't you just shut up? Hey, everybody, this is the Swish Edition. This is episode 321. It is June 8th, 2021. Unbelievable.
Great.
Sometimes I'm like, 2021? Really?
It's weird, man.
Dude, it's been 20 years since I was thinking about this today. This September 11th, is going to be the 20th anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Center.
So that means there's just going to be more of those documentaries, which I do watch, even the same ones over and
it's going to be
over
huge this year. It's going to be huge, just like the 10th year was.
Well, that was that's the pullout date for Iraq and Afghanistan.
Right, that's true.
So
It's true. We'll see what happens there. They'll do it all again. I hope not.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, we got big news this week. It just came out yesterday that Jeff Bezos, who is the soon-to-be retired Amazon CEO, he is going to be the first billionaire in space. I think this is kind of cool.
That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, he's going to fly on the first crewed flight of his It almost sounded like I said crude, CRUDE,
right.
But it's CREWED flight on the New Shepard, which is his new rocket ship for his Blue Origin company. He's going up on the 6-passenger trip scheduled for July 20th. And I thought this was pretty cool. They're going into space, but kind of not really. It's kind of more like a space plane because they're only going into space for 11 minutes.
Right. Yeah, it's just like up and down.
Right, but they are going 60 miles above the Earth, which is
freaking crazy.
Which is pretty friggin' high. Right. I mean, that is outer space. But then they're coming right back.
And I know I'm going to ask this, and you have no idea what the answer is.
Sure.
But I suspect that height. Height, is that the right word?
I guess.
That you don't reach orbit at 60 miles?
I think they are. 60 miles, you must be outside of the Earth's atmosphere. Yeah. You're in space.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But then they're coming right back. And so his younger brother Mark is going too, and they're
Did you see him ask his brother?
I did not. Is that on tape somewhere?
There's a video of him sitting down and the brother has no idea.
Right, what's happening?
He asked.
And he said yes right away?
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool. I wonder what their wives think about. Well,
it's
Jeff Bezos
crazy.
getting divorced, right? I don't know if Mark has a wife. I don't know if I'd be so excited about you going up to space, but others have bidded as high.
I don't want to go.
All right, you don't have to. Others have bid as high as $2.8 million to go. There's 4 extra seats on that flight,
Wow.
Now, don't they have some kind of training they have to go through?
Oh, I'm sure there's something, but I suspect that. I mean, I'm chicken to go, but I can't imagine. I just can't imagine the view, the feeling.
Oh, it's got to be amazing.
It's got to be amazing because you're gonna be in this group of people, which is very, very, very small.
Yeah, who have ever done it?
Who has been able to see Earth
from out there. It's pretty cool.
And actually see the freaking globe.
Elon Musk has yet to announce that he'll fly on his SpaceX rockets. He's not said that he wants to do that. But Richard Branson has said that he would like to fly in his Virgin Galactic rocket-powered plane. So
You know what? I love all this.
Yeah.
I love this space stuff. Whenever there's a rocket going on, I like
Yeah,
to watch it. I
course.
usually end up watching it on Facebook. And I honestly believe that if it weren't for Elon Musk, that NASA, who knows where that would be right now?
right, I mean,
Because the government funding for that is like abysmal.
yeah, all of these
And
SpaceX, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos, they've been kind of supplementing what NASA is
Right.
doing.
And
right.
forever, as long as the space program has been around, we've been using shuttles, which were one-time use only. Like they went up, and that was it.
Well, that's not true. But
I thought it was.
No, they used them multiple times. But yeah, this is a much more economic way to get up there.
Well, the coolest thing about all of this
Yes.
is when the SpaceX rocket lands
itself
back on a
that
boat
little boat. Yeah, that
in
barge.
the middle of the ocean.
No, it's pretty cool.
That's freaking amazing.
It is pretty cool. Anyway, also, just yesterday, you and I watched the Apple Worldwide Developer.
My favorite time of the year.
It was fun. What is it called? WWDC.
Yeah, the Worldwide
Wide-
Developers Conference.
Yes, it was fun. And they announced all these new initiatives and new things that are coming to iOS. Really, some really cool stuff.
This is everyone's favorite because it's all software, and so there's hardware releases, like they do one in March, and every once in a while they'll do one like in October, like right before the Christmas even, which is like hardware stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fun. But the software is what you use as
all
a
about
person.
stuff,
and
right.
It's the software and how things work and what you see. And that's what people are most interested in. And this is my favorite time of the year.
Well, the two biggest things that I saw yesterday that they presented was the maps. Wow, they're really making some amazing advances
Maps
to
is
maps,
getting there.
especially if you live in a big city like San Francisco or
Right.
Washington, D.C. or New
Right.
York City. Yeah.
I read the Apple blogs constantly. I subscribe to them. They are supposedly still behind Google,
Okay.
but they're getting there.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
No, it is pretty cool. And then another cool thing was this FaceTime meetup system where you can like
Yes.
schedule FaceTimes with your friends and put it on their calendar, and you can all just press a button and bam, you're there.
I mean, and that stuff kind of reminds me of like when I was actually working in an office and you have a what's the
Zoom
no,
call.
prior to Zoom, but anyway, similar to Zoom.
Yeah.
But the fact that, and I've always thought that if Apple wants to make it, they need to make it in the workplace. Mm-hmm. And I think they're just not there yet. They can't compete with Microsoft in that arena, which is
Well, they're more
software in the workplace.
true. Well, they're more in the people who are in the more artsy kind of places.
True.
They have Macs, but people
Right.
who are more like not artsy, they tend to have Microsoft
and I think the reason
stuff.
for that is because the entry cost into that
Yeah.
is a Mac computer, which are
much more
3
expensive.
times more expensive than your Dell
But they're so
that your
much
office is going to get you.
better.
But they are so much better.
Listen,
but it's
I'm-
the entry cost, and if you're running the business,
Yeah.
you got to keep your costs down. So anyway, that's the thing. However, the cool part about this is that this allows Windows and Apple users in a workplace to be all in one because it provides web access to your FaceTime meeting.
I do like that.
Which
I
is
do
cool.
like that.
And so
yeah.
that's where
yeah.
that's the cool part.
No, that's very cool.
And so they're getting into this Apple at work kind of thing.
Well, it's no surprise to our listeners that we're Mac people, and I have been since
yes.
day one. I mean, I had an Apple IIe when I was a kid. I mean, I've always been a Mac person. And I've worked in offices that had Microsoft stuff, and I was like, this is horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
Windows is horrible. When you're a Mac person, Windows is
Yes.
hard.
Yes, Windows is not the best. I mean, there's updates every freaking day.
Yeah.
But as far as being at work, Microsoft Office is legit. And the mail, Microsoft Outlook, which combines calendar, notes, reminders, invitations, it's the best. So they got a lot of work to do if they want to be in that arena. And maybe they don't, because
I don't
Apple's
know.
for creatives.
I don't think
so-
it matters. I think they have their marketplace,
Well,
and
obviously,
it's
it
the
doesn't
biggest.
matter.
It's the biggest company in the world. They're doing just fine. Hey, Tinder announced a new feature this week, which I thought was kind of cool. I've never used Tinder. It's not for me,
No.
but they now have users are able to block anyone that they know, and it seems like
fun.
it
That
kinda-
seems like a no-brainer.
it kind of seems like a no-brainer,
Yeah.
something they should have done from the beginning. But apparently, if someone is in your contacts file and you're on Tinder and you turn this feature on, you will not see them, which is good because no one wants to see their sister, their ex, or their boss, while they're looking for dates on Tinder.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really good feature, and I wonder if Grindr for the gays will do this soon. They probably should.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not on these apps.
I don't know.
so-
It almost seems like Grindr is a completely different animal than Tinder.
Right, but you don't want to find your dad on there.
Right. Oh, God. That would open up a whole lot of problems.
Royal Caribbean just had their first cruise, and actually our good friends Trapper and Shane are on board right now as we
Yes.
speak on the Celebrity Millennium.
You saw them on TV.
That's true. We saw them on Good Morning America on ABC yesterday morning. They did a live remote from the ship because this is the first ship in North America to cruise with all vaxxed passengers, which is kind of cool. 95% of the passengers on board were vaccinated. So I think this is pretty cool.
I know. When
They
you,
left from St. Martin.
Right, they did do that. And the fact that it was 30% full, that's the cruise I want to go on.
Right? When I actually reached out to Trapper a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, how do I get on one of these test
Right,
cruises? Because
right.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was likely invited, right?
Yeah, because he's a travel agent. And
Yeah,
he's pretty
he's,
big
like,
up.
big time.
Yeah, so they're on there, and they said they were having production shows, and they had their silent disco that they always have, and the buffets were open, and it's cruise as normal.
Like
yeah,
it's buffet, but you can't get your own food.
that's true.
I almost kind of like that because I've been to buffets. Buffets aren't my favorite anyway. However, if you've seen the way people act when
Right.
it comes to food, you soon realize why America is so freaking fat is the way they act at a buffet.
well, that is true. That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother
It's a
show.
whole nother show.
But I saw pictures of his room on Facebook.
Gorgeous. He was in the
Freaking
sky
love
suite.
it.
Yeah.
I love that the fact that his balcony is almost L-shaped, and then on one side it had a little couch.
Yeah.
I like that.
It is nice.
That's nice. Well, he was in the. Tell me the name.
The sky suite.
No,
Yeah.
not Sky Suite.
It was
That's
a sky.
Aria.
It was a sky suite on the Millennium. Yes.
I'm talking about the area. It's not Haven. It's
Called the Retreat.
the Retreat.
Yes.
That's what I was getting to.
Gotcha. Anyway, yeah. So it's nice because it keeps you away from the riffraff.
Although 30%.
Anyway, cruises are coming back. They're going to come back to Florida and Texas, and Florida and Texas do not require passengers to be vaccinated. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when the cruises start coming back to the United States and whether they can keep COVID off those ships.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Speaking of vaccinations, California has lost its mind. Listen, when I first saw the story, I knew that it was going to be a topic on Swish Edition because I find this absolutely reprehensible. And for our friends who are listening, and I know we have some listeners that live in California, I hope that you are absolutely dumbfounded and upset at your governor, who, Gavin Newsom, has already been recalled. He's out, right? He's going to be replaced.
out.
He is going to be replaced. It's just taking so friggin' long to get it done. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the next governor of California, right?
All right. Well, let me preface this.
Someone is going to
Right.
be. It's not going to be Gavin Newsom.
Is that this first part of the story is not a California only thing.
Okay, but I'm talking about it because this is what I know, and I don't know
Yeah.
about other states. But California put together a lottery system to try to encourage their citizens to get vaccinated. And what they did is they set up basically a lottery system. 15 people were awarded $50,000 each out of a pool of 21.5 million vaccinated Californians. So they were eligible. If you're vaccinated, you're eligible to win this $50,000. So just this last Friday, they picked 15 people. They got $50,000 each. This is fucking taxpayer money.
Yeah.
I get I get if the government wants to put a commercial on TV encouraging people to get vaccinated, if they want to put an ad in the newspaper encouraging people to get vaccinated.
Right.
But to hand out $50,000 to people who have
It's
already
wrong.
been vaccinated,
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Completely wrong. And even if they put up the $50,000 for people who weren't vaccinated to get vaccinated, it's wrong.
Well,
It's completely wrong.
Here's the thing.
And Delaware and Maryland are doing the same thing.
Well, it's wrong. The incentive program doesn't appear to be working. The vaccine numbers are not going up. Vaccinations in California has dropped from 250,000 a day to 49,000 a day during this whole friggin' lottery system. So it's not working. The government needs to step back. Yes, it's wonderful that we have these vaccinations. Yes, it's wonderful that the government wants to encourage people to do it, and as they should. But to blatantly slap taxpayers in the face when California is the highest tax state in the entire country.
Right.
They pay like almost 13% of their income to the fucking state of California, and they turn around and give it all away.
I mean, if you wanted to do something, then you make it like a tax incentive at the end of the year.
No in fucking incentives.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. But if you're going to do something, you don't make a freaking lottery. You don't make a freaking lottery. If you want to make something, then you make it fair for everyone. That's what taxes were implemented for. The taxes were implemented for people to pay that enrich the lives of everyone, not just 15 people.
Right.
That's not what taxes are used for.
I agree. That's why I brought it up.
So you make it a tax incentive. If you want to do this, then you do it on your tax day. Yes, I got vaccinated. Here's $500 off your tax.
Break. No, but they shouldn't even be doing that.
No, I get it.
You do it or you don't.
You do it or you don't, and
We're offering you this lifeline.
The risk is death.
Right.
And so,
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. I'm just so mad at our government right now. Across the board. Federal, state, local.
Yeah.
Because this kind of stuff is stupid.
It's just dumb.
If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated.
Right.
We don't give a shit.
Don't care.
Right. Don't care. But smart people will do it because they want to go to the grocery store without a mask on.
Oh my, it's so freaking weird. And I hesitate every time I go out still. I mean, it's only been, a week and a half?
Yeah.
And I
it's
hesitate
hard.
every time I get out of the car and go into places like, oh, I don't need this anymore.
I know. I've gone into Food Lion and I'm not wearing a mask. And I'm like, ooh, I feel weird.
It's weird.
And there are several people still wearing masks. And I'm hoping they're the ones who didn't get vaccinated because it says right on the door, our vaccinated customers are welcome to not wear masks. Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Follow the rules, people.
That's the way it should be.
But you know, Dale, that people don't follow the rules.
No. The biggest problem in this entire country, I don't care where you live, what state you live in, is personal responsibility.
We don't have it.
We don't have it.
We don't encourage it. We should be teaching it in schools.
No, we don't have it at all, whatsoever.
Now, it's okay for private businesses to do this, however. Krispy Kreme has given away over $1.5 million donuts to vaccinated Americans. Krispy Kreme announced that it has shown its sweet support to those who have gotten vaccinated. Now, that's fine.
That. That's fine.
That is fine. Private businesses are allowed to do stuff like that, and I think that's wonderful. They're going to continue to give free original glazed donuts to every single day through the end of 2021 to people who are vaccinated. So you and I could go to Krispy Kreme every single day until Christmas, until New Year's, and get our free donut. However,
that's a lot of donuts.
we have to drive all the way to Salisbury to do it. So I think that's the closest one.
That is the closest one, yeah.
This is fun. United Airlines.
I love it.
I love this so much. United Airlines has announced that they are buying 15 ultra-fast jets. So these are from Boom Supersonic, which is basically going to be building the next generation Concorde. I don't know if you remember the Concorde, Dale. It hasn't
I was
flown.
about to ask you, you know this stuff. Why
Yeah.
did the Concorde fail?
Well, they had a couple accidents, and they were pretty horrific, and everyone died. Yeah, and it just became kind of obsolete.
And it wasn't about the noise restrictions at airports, right?
Well, no. These
That had something to do with
Well, these
it.
planes could only fly over Mach whatever over the ocean, so they didn't do supersonic travel over land.
Gotcha.
But I saw them fly many times. They mostly flew between like New York and Atlanta over to Europe. That was their main route.
Okay.
And they would only fly supersonic once they got over the ocean because there's a sonic boom
Right.
that happens. Right. So you're not going to fly from New York to LA in
Did
a
you ever
supersonic
fly on one?
jet. No, I did not. I wish I had. And my
I've
dad
always-
never did either.
Because I always wonder if you can actually hear it on the plane.
No, you can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
No, you can't
I
hear
didn't
it
think so.
because it's happening
Outside.
elsewhere.
Right.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, so this new company, Boom Supersonic, is planning to build this new airplane called the Overture. It has not been built yet, and it has not been certified yet, but they hope to get it in service by 2029.
That's soon.
It's going to go Mach 1.7, cutting flight times in half. So you'll be able to go from New York to London in 3.5 hours. It now takes 7 hours. The Concorde flew from 1976 to 2003. And it's kind of a shame. Both British Airways and Air France, those were the only two that ever ran it. They never made any money. It was a loss leader. It's just like milk and eggs for a grocery store. It was a loss leader.
Yeah,
for
but that's
them.
fine. But when you're the grocery store and your only thing is milk, then you can't have a loss leader.
That's true. But apparently United is excited about using this for long haul flights from like San Francisco to Tokyo and New York to Paris. So
I think this is the coolest thing.
I hope it comes
I think
to
it's the coolest
fruition.
thing.
I think it'll be super cool.
Yeah.
I will sign up to be on the first flight.
Mm.
Speaking of spending a lot of money on silly things, Dolly Parton is planning to spend $500 million on Dollywood on a 10-year plan to expand her park. Your family was just there.
They were just there. I mean, I didn't know that. I mean, yes, I know it's a thing, but I didn't know, like, is it people still going there? I assume.
Apparently, if you're going to spend $500 million on a theme park,
Yeah.
people must be going there.
I mean, I've been once as a kid. I had a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a theme park.
Well, the first part of the expansion is a 302-room, really 5-star hotel called the Heart Song Lodge. That's open, and it will be open in 2023. But then they're doubling the size of the park, so there'll be lots of more rides and roller coasters. And Dolly's she's really put everything behind this because she she built this whole thing to give jobs to the local community.
Right. Because there's really nothing there. But
They're in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't until she built
Nothing.
this, and now it's grown up to be a pretty big deal. So I like this. I like that she's doing that. They have a really cool thing there. They have this new drone show, which doesn't seem very country to me.
no, and we saw this at the most recent Super Bowl.
I think they did it at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which was
So
kind
it's
of cool.
400 drones. This is from Intel, and it's capped off with a fireworks show. And so you see like butterflies and
Right.
all kinds of different
It's really
designs in the
cool.
sky with all these coordinated drones that are flying around with
Right.
lights on them.
Yeah.
I think that's really
that's
cool.
kind of fun.
Yeah. So I've never been there. I would like to go. We spent the night like 2 miles away,
I
but how come we
know.
didn't go? Because we
Well,
had dogs with us.
Yeah, we had dogs, and plus,
Yeah.
it probably were we even there in season? I don't think so.
It was December.
That place wasn't open.
I think they're open at Christmas time, all decked out for
but, like,
Christmas.
for
Yeah,
like the Christmas thing. Yeah, but you may not want to ride the rides in the freezing cold.
maybe not. Speaking of theme parks, the Avengers Campus has now opened at Disneyland Resort in California Adventure. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, this has been all over the news. Actually,
There's been a lot of expansion at Disney.
because this opened the same day that Disneyland reopened, right?
Right.
Not to people who live there. What do you call them?
just
Locals.
California residents.
So
yeah,
this opened when everyone was allowed to go.
there you go. So the Marvel themed attraction is pulling from 70 years worth of material. Of course, Marvel goes back many years with comic books, and then also 23 movies that they've made in the last decade.
I mean, I'm not a comic book fan, but Marvel is better than DC.
Yeah, and Spider-Man apparently is the main dude in this place. You can see him flipping around. You can buy a web slinger in their stores, which is kind of fun. So you can.
Yeah.
I bet it's just still silly string, right? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
What else would it be?
You've seen them before. It's like a canister, and you go like this, and you pull the triggers, and it shoots out.
Silly string.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to go flying around the room with that.
No.
But anyway, and characters include Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, and of course Iron Man and Black Panther.
And Wakanda.
Wakanda warriors, yeah. So They're also opening a Marvel Adventures land at Disneyland Paris. So if we're ever in Paris,
It's been
go there too.
It's been a while since I've been to a Disney park.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I have been there once.
I don't think we've ever been to Disney together. No.
Not Disney World.
I don't think so. I've never been to Disney World with you. No. And I don't think you and I have been to Disneyland together. I've been there many times.
I've never
but
been to
not with you.
Disneyland.
In California.
Yeah, but I thought we went to Disney World once. But I can't.
I don't remember
Maybe
doing
that
that,
was
but I would
somebody
like to make
else.
that memory with you. Would you like to do it sometime? I'm sure Melissa would love that.
Hey! Oh, I've never met her, so maybe... Actually, you know, I always give my parents shit. I give them shit because whenever they feel like they need to go on a vacation, they always end up going to frickin' Orlando, and they never expand their horizon. However, for us, I don't feel like we fall in that category because I haven't been in forever.
Well, it's funny because I posted a picture yesterday of me wearing my White Castle shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how strange is it that my favorite burger place is not even here in Delaware? There's not one White Castle in all of Delaware.
That is a horrible burger.
And then
place.
I love it. So
It's
shut
horrible.
up. And then Melissa was like, well, we've got him in Orlando. Come on down.
I know. I actually think that might be fun.
Well, let's go.
Even if it was just a quick trip, like a long weekend,
Let's do it.
we have someone come and watch the dogs and just go.
Yeah.
I like to meet Melissa because I haven't met her. I know she's a big fan.
And she loves the show. And her and Jeremy, yeah.
Oh, but they're so busy now, right? Because they're like big time.
They're never home, so I don't know how we're going to get this done. Anyway, I wanted to mention this. I forgot to mention this last week when we talked about our trip to Key West. I found this really funny. They have a New Year's Eve celebration in Key West. And instead of dropping the ball like they do in Times Square in New York at midnight on New Year's Eve, they drop a conch, a pirate, and a drag queen at midnight. And they literally drop a drag queen.
That seems very typical Key West to me
Right?
now.
Isn't that fun?
So we just got back from there, and it was like my second time there. But when I went back, it felt like it brought back. I remember the first time that I went there. I freaking love that place. It's a fun time.
It is fun. It is fun.
And I like the open liquor law.
Well, they should have that.
Or not the open liquor, the open container law.
Where you can take a drink from bar to bar.
And just walk
They
out the
should
street.
have that everywhere.
I mean, you could literally get your drink to go. It just goes. I love that.
I like that too.
And now for something completely different.
I don't know if this is completely different, but I wanted to bring this up about James Bond because, we talked about last week about how Amazon bought the MGM studio and their back catalog. So now Amazon and Jeff Bezos, who's about to go into space, who knows if he's coming back or not, they now own a big chunk of James Bond. And one of these guys, his name is John Logan. He's an Oscar-nominated screenwriter who wrote the scripts for Skyfall and Spectre, who were probably two of the best James Bond movies of late with Daniel Craig. Yeah.
Okay.
You and I know you and I watched Skyfall. We went to the
And
movie
Daniel Craig
theater
is
and saw it.
done, right?
He's got one more.
One more.
Coming out in October.
Okay.
Yeah. But so he's really worried. He's really worried that Jeff Bezos and Amazon are going to ruin James Bond.
Uh-oh.
Like, he doesn't want to see a TV series. He doesn't want to see,
So-
James Bond logging on to Amazon to buy a gun. He's worried about that kind of crossover kind of thing.
So my question is that when like a company like this buys a studio, so the studio owns James Bond, right? Is that what you're saying to me?
Well,
it's not owned by
the Broccoli family owns 50% of the Bond empire.
Okay.
And MGM owns the other 50%, but
Which is now
they're-
Amazon.
You're right, but
Okay.
their deal was that the Broccoli is Barbara Broccoli now, who is the daughter of the original creator or the original owner.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Fleming created it. Anyway, he bought the rights, so they own the rights to the character and the movies. They control the marketing, they control the distribution, but MGM is the one who put it out, right?
All right. So they can't really Amazon now, the owner of all of this, just can't go out willy-nilly and do things.
But he's worried that they're going to find ways to do it. Yeah.
Oh.
And he's worried that they're going to try to Americanize it and Amazonian it and make it like not what it's supposed to be.
I do agree that it probably it should not be Americanized. It's a very British.
It's supposed to be British.
Yes.
I mean, Ian Fleming was British. James Bond is British.
And it would be weird that if
right.
Brad Pitt was the new
that would not be right.
James Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be weird.
And Logan said, please let...
Or The Rock.
well, that would be going way too far. Logan said, please let 007 drink his martinis in peace. Don't shake him. Don't stir him. Which I like that. So he's worried. He's worried.
Well,
let's talk about Gabies. Want to talk about Gabies?
Sure.
And so, big news in the Gaby. This is Pride Month, so we got to talk about gay stuff. More babies for Ricky. Ricky Martin is on the cover of People magazine this week, looking good.
Yes.
And he was also on Ellen yesterday.
Right.
I taped it. I haven't watched it. I'm going to tape it. I'm going to watch it. I already taped it. He and his husband, artist Juan Youssef, they have 4 children already. They have 2 babies and 2 teenagers, but they want more.
Crazy.
Ricky has actually said he wants 10. He wants 10 kids.
It ain't right.
That's a lot of nannies you're gonna have to hire to keep track of all these kids. I mean, he's like 45 or something. Why do you want 10 kids?
Are they going to be rescues?
I don't know. I think they do surrogacy, which is exactly what.
See, if they were doing rescue babies, then that would be a different thing. I'd feel differently about that because they have the resources to do it.
Now, rescue is what we talk about when we get dogs.
Oh, that's
Dale.
not the right thing.
Adoption. Kids that are already born that need homes. That would be nice. No, but I think they're making them.
So it's wrong.
It's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Rescue baby.
I'm just saying it would be nice if you gave kids a chance that are already here.
No, I get it. I get it. All right.
Boy bander Lance Bass from NSYNC fame and his husband Michael Turkin. Yeah, they're expecting their first kids this November.
Oh, I saw this.
They used a surrogate. They found a surrogate after many, many tries. They went through years and years of trying. They're having twins, a boy and a girl.
Yeah, I saw this story, and I didn't realize how long they had been trying.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize they have a 11-year age gap between the two of them.
Oh, I didn't know
Lance
that.
Bass is like 46 and Michael's
he would be my age, yeah.
Yeah, so that's about the same gap that we have.
Lance Bass is 46.
Yeah.
Holy moly. He's way older than I am. All right.
Well, it's been a while since I've been around.
Well, he doesn't age faster than me. I just assumed we were the same age.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't
by
know.
that.
I don't know. It just doesn't matter.
So, do you want Gabies?
No, hell no.
We already have the dogs.
We have the dogs. We have the rescues, which is apparently appropriate for dogs, but not for children.
Apparently, that's not the right terminology. Some Vegas news as we close out. Miley Cyrus has been announced that she's going to perform on July 4th in Vegas at Resorts World. And this is what's cool about it. So if you can't afford the $275 minimum ticket price that it's going to cost to go inside, you can watch it outside on the 100,000 square foot LED video screens that are on the front.
Cool.
Yeah, we've seen it.
It's pretty amazing.
Dale and I have seen it. It's one of the biggest video screens in the entire world. It's on the outside of the Resorts World.
Pretty damn cool.
So you can watch the whole concert out there, and then you can turn around and watch the fireworks. They're going to shoot off fireworks in Vegas from the rooftop of Aria, Caesars, Planet Hollywood, Resorts World, the Stratosphere, Treasure Island, and Venetian. That's 7 different places.
Man,
I mean, there's going to be fireworks everywhere.
I miss this town. I miss it so much.
Also, apparently, there's now serious talk about bringing the Oakland A's to Vegas to go along with the Golden Knights and the new Oakland Raiders, which have moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
So, Las Vegas is really becoming a sports town. If the A's go there, we'll have baseball, and is basketball next? I know people are trying to bring basketball.
For sports, it is Las Vegas. It is Las Vegas. So now the next thing is baseball.
Well, let me tell you, Vegas got really, really, really behind the hockey team, the Golden Knights, and man, do they love that team.
And they're great.
Yeah.
And they're great.
We went to a game. We loved it.
Oh, my God. I had never been to one before. And talk about, I mean, I've been to baseball games. I have been to football games. I've been to all the games. But a hockey game is a whole nother animal. I mean, it's just constant rooting, and going. It's fun. a lot of fun.
That's very cool. We talked so long, we ran out of music.
Yeah. Let's
Talking
go.
about, of all things, we were talking about sports.
Sports.
All right, so that's our show for this week. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Swish Edition.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. I don't remember
Maybe
doing
that
that,
was
but I would
somebody
like to make
else.
that memory with you. Would you like to do it sometime?